just 2 group races left for the current season in Hong Kong. They come up this Sunday at Sha Tin. Welcome to Racing to Win, Hong Kong's twice a weekly preview show for the next day, be it Happy Valley or, as we said this week, Sha Tin. Joined today by Paul Lally and Tom Wooden. Tom, it is group racing for the final time this season.
Certainly is, Sir Mark, with the Premier Plate and the Premier Cup. Casper Founds looks to have strong charges in both of them, with Sky Darcy in particular, and also with Southern Legend. But he's also got Columbus County facing Southern Legend. He wasn't disgraced last time out. Jerry Chow with his first ride in a group race, and he's actually in the running, battling out with the Tony Cruz Award there with Vincent Ho for the end of the season honours.
He's not too far off 50 for the season as well. And Paul, the jackpots, they just keep rolling along week after week. Hello to you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. Yeah, look, there's a really good jackpot there. 2.7 million going into the triple trio. So looking forward to that one, up to 7 million for a winning $10 unit. So we've had some really good jackpots recently. The fields look quite even throughout the card, and also a lot of first starters at racing as well to get your teeth into.
That's what we like to hear. We're back to a 10-race card tomorrow, so it is a normal start time of 1 o'clock local. Here are the meeting details you need for this Sunday. Get a beautiful look at Sha Tin, meeting 81 for the season. They're all on the grass, and we are on the A course. There's a rundown of start times and the races. The two we are going to focus on here on Racing to Win, races 5 and 7, the Premier Plate and also the Premier Cup, the 2 Group 3s at 3 o'clock and 4:05. The 5th is over the 1,800 metres. It's the Premier Plate. And we have at the top of the book Southern Legend, Zach Pertney ran 5th in this race last year. Zach's ridden 2 from 4 on the horse. Columbus County back from 2,400 metres to 1,800 metres. Butterfield, a Group 3 winner 2 starts ago in the Queen Mother Memorial. Gear change on Time Warp. He gets the cheek pieces on for the first time. Helene Leading Star was runner-up in this race last year, and he'll carry 113 pounds for Jack Wong. We've got Reliable Team, a Go Forward Horse, Charity Fun, and the last start, Happy Valley winner in Zar. And it looks as though, Tom, there's going to be a bit of early speed in this race with horses like Reliable Team and also Time Warp.
Yeah, and there's a gear change this time round to Mark as well with the Time Warp. The cheek pieces are going on for the first time, but he's not the same sort of horse that he was a few years ago, Time Warp. But he'll be up front. Reliable Team will be there somewhere as well. Paul, what about a horse like Zar? Is he likely to slide forward? Because he was quite handy last time out to avoid that 3-wide passage here. Yeah,
coming back to Sha Tin for Zar now is... for him, he hasn't really performed too much here, but he's only had the 5 starts. I wouldn't be surprised if he did go forward there. He wouldn't want to be caught wide. Charity Fun, see where he ends up as well. No one that doesn't like to be caught wide. We know Fast Most Furious be back. Horses like Helene Leading Star, has led in the past down at the bottom there. I don't know what he's going to do. And Playa del Puente, we saw him lead in the Derby as well. So it could be a little bit variable, this speed, Matt.
Yeah, potentially, yes. So Southern Legend will be somewhere just positioned just behind the speed, I feel, Mark.
Well, we can find out a little bit more about Charity Fun and what Karis Teaton might do this week. We caught up with him at track work. Group racing for Charity Fun this week. Karis, he's a horse you know well.
Yeah, of course, it'd be nice to get on him back on again. You know, he's done well since the last time I rode him, so it's a good opportunity again.
Tell us about that trial a couple of weeks ago. You finished 3rd behind race rival Southern Legend, another horse you know well.
Yeah, of course, it was a nice trial for him. I like the way he was hitting the line. Of course, he's gonna be running against Southern Legend. That's seems like he's holding his form pretty well. He trialed good last time, but you know, I'm very happy with my horse. He comes in the race with a lightweight, and I think he's the fresh blood on the scene.
That trial was over 1,600 metres. He looked like he took longer to pull up than any other horse in the race.
Yeah, that's him. You know, he only get goings in a pull-up. So, you know, of course, the 1,800, I believe, you know, is still good for him. He would prefer a bit longer, but saying that, the horse feels fresh, and with the lightweight, I think that's a big advantage.
2 gallops for him this week. You're on board for both. They both pleased?
Yeah, he felt really good. He's in good shape at the moment, so I'm very happy with his performance in the morning.
Early on in Hong Kong, he was ridden forward in his races, but lately we've seen him go back. Is that going to help that racing pattern with horses like Time Warp and Reliable Team in this week?
To be honest, I think he is a better horse to be ridden a bit quiet. I think his first start at the Valley where I rode him and he flew home to finish a good race. Then, of course, he was the better out of the horses he was running in Class 3 where he could be racing handy, and then he was winning his races pretty well. And I think now his racing pattern is to be sit in. I think this race could run his nice suitable pace, so I think it will suit him.
What do you make of his chances, Tom? Over 1,800 metres. Would you prefer him over further?
Would prefer him over further, but I still think he's in with a chance here, even though he's quite a way out of the handicaps for this particular contest. And didn't have all favours last time out either, because he was pretty much wide throughout without too much cover. But he was still game and defeat in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, I thought, last time out.
Yeah, he won a good race, didn't he? He's a three-time winner from his 6 starts here in Hong Kong. There is a couple of negatives there. I think that draw, it's where he's going to end up. He's going to get a little bit further back than he wants. You can see in this key race here, he's 3 wide on the pace. And if he goes forward, he's going to have to do something similar, because Reliable Team and Time Warp are likely leaders. And look, he does meet Butterfield a lot worse off at the weights, and Butterfield did beat him last time.
This is the Queen Mother Memorial at Group 3, Tom. It was over 1.5 miles, and Butterfield getting that perfect run in behind the leader.
He certainly had that great run through there, and I think he's a chance here again as Butterfield. He's a 2-time course and distance winner. He pretty much raced next to Columbus County last time out in the Standard Chartered Champion and Chater Cup, and so I thought he stayed on well enough over the final stage. You can see him, he's popped off the rail there. From about the 800 metres, Charity Fund was able to get to the outside of Reliable Team here last time out in this particular contest. And I thought he stayed on quite well. Interesting that Alex Clyde picks up the ride this time round, but he'll give you a sight for a long way, though, Paul, will Reliable Team.
Yeah, he will. I think he's going to be in it for a long period. I agree with what you're saying about Butterfield, though, and he does meet Charity Fund 7 pounds better. He only has to carry 115, does Butterfield. You can see Panfield in the white cap came out and won a Group 1 race after this as well, so the form doesn't look too bad.
Butterfield, a 2-time winner over the 1,800 metres as well, so the drop back in distance is no concern for him. Next race is the Group 1, and there is Time Warp. Paul, he led up towards the home turn, was quickly under pressure, comes back in trip. Columbus County, he runs second in the race.
Yeah, so look, a nice run, I thought, from Columbus County. Look, I've got him in on a very minor line, Columbus County, because I think the ultimate trip, he's a real stayer, this horse, and the further the better for him. Time Warp's just not the same horse anymore.
No, he had nothing to offer there at all. He was gone a long way from home at Time Warp, so I think you can put the pen through him. But Columbus County, he's going to give the favourite, if he's not the favourite, a good shake in this race, I feel, as Columbus County, the way he's been going. He'd certainly appreciate a lot further than what he's getting here over the 1,800 metres, because I think we see the best of him once he gets up to 2,000 metres plus.
Our final replay is from Happy Valley, and Zara's now one of the latest many track record or class record holders in Hong Kong. This was a track record, Tom, over the 1650. Can he take this form from Happy Valley and win a Group 3 at Sha Tin? No,
I'm going to say. He's way out of the handicaps here. I know he's Charity Fund's also out of the handicaps, but I think Charity Fund's got a little bit more class than Zara's got. It's a big step up here. I know that was a good win, but he was coming to the end of it, I felt, in that run there, Paul, as well.
Yeah, and look, he's only rated 87, this horse. I think there's a future for him, but I don't see him in this race. I mean, he's up against horses like Southern Legend that are rated 125.
Andrew has been on the phone. He won't be talking to either of you from this point in. OK, so Zara's not in, Paul. Who do you like in this?
I think the class horse in the race is Southern Legend. He's been running very consistent races all season. The 1,800 metres, there's no problems for him. So he's on top. Charity Fund with that 113, as Tom says, though, he is out of the handicap. And Butterfield does meet him 7 pounds better and did beat him last time as well. So not much between those two, 1, 9, 3, and then Columbus County in for fourth.
I've got the same 4 numbers, just in a slightly different order for the minors. It's sort of a race of 2 parts, really. We've got some seasoned handicappers that are in good form, some newcomers on the scene that are in form as well, but a few that are out of form as well. And I think Southern Legend, he's the class horse in this race. Zach Purton gets on well with him. Of course, we've seen him go across to Singapore and win there at Group 1 level on the domestic front, and he'll be tough to beat Southern Legend. His stablemate Columbus County will be right there, Charity Fund and Butterfield. So 1, 2, 9 and 3 for the Premier Plate.
That is the preview for, as Tom said, the Premier Plate, the first of 2 Group 3s. We're off to a break here on Racing to Win. Back to have a look at the Premier Cup right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We move on to race number 7. This is a really good field coming up here. Features the Derby and Lion Rock Trophy winner. It is the Premier Cup at Group 3 over the 1400 metres. At the top of the book, Mighty Giant is back to his favourite distance of 1400 metres. He is a 6-time winner. Sky Darcy carries an extra £11 on that win in the Lion Rock Trophy. Jolly Benner has his first start since April. Skyfield goes up to the 1400 metres. Gear change, a number 6 Rattan, the blinkers come off. Healthy Happy carries an extra £8 on his narrow second to Sky Darcy. Last time, Not Usual Talent, he's up just £3 on the third behind Sky Darcy. And Healthy Happy, Lucky Patch goes an extra 200 metres and makes his Group 3 debut. Headed across again, Tom, to the touchscreen for this race. And what's it telling us? Because, again, there's a number of horses that do like to go forward.
Yeah, there's actually not a lot of pace in this contest here over the trip of 1400 metres. Sometimes we see Mighty Giant not be the quickest away and takes a little bit of time to get there, but is a horse Paul like Buddy's a potential candidate to lead in this race?
He's led in the past, and I'm sure he'll want a bit of pace on as well. He may be in front of Voyage Warrior. Those two could swap places. Voyage Warrior has led, but I think he's better with a bit of a sit. And Healthy Happy, don't forget, he's a horse who likes to lead in the past as well, but over slightly longer distances, the mile and the 1800 metres. So I think he'll be happy enough to take a sit. Lucky Patch has gone forward in the past as well, and he'll need a bit of luck to try and slot in somewhere as well. We can see him out wide there.
Yeah, Rattan might be a bit closer this time round like he was last time, because he jumped quite well and ended up somewhere just midfield there. Sky Darcy will be followed by Skyfield, but be interested to see who actually takes up the front running here in this particular race.
All right, well, the two Sky horses are in the race and they're both likely going to be right in the market. One's the Derby winner and one is a very promising horse, and the man that puts the polish on both of them is trainer Casper Founds. Last time Sky Darcy, Casper, he got involved in a 2-horse war up the straight. First run since March. Were you concerned that fitness might have given out?
Not really. He's a tough horse, Darcy, and he keeps improving. So, you know, obviously the drop back from the 2000 to the mile was, you know, it's always a little bit of a risk, but the horse was in great form coming into that race, and he got the job done.
Joe had his first sit on him since that race through the week. Did he come back happy?
Yeah, he's happy with him. He's well, obviously now we're bringing him back another furlong. Again, I think that's not an issue. The horse is bright and fresh, and you know, hopefully he'll give us a big effort again.
Last Group 3 of the season. Does he head back up to Chungfar after this race?
Yeah, most of them will be heading back there. Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of Chungfar, Skyfield, he was a hit-and-run raid from up there last time, and you're doing it again. When does he arrive back at Sha Tin?
He arrives back today. Yeah, he's been good. He's had a good prep for this. It was nice to see him with Blake the other day in the race. He was good. He was very tractable. He didn't pull, you know, he had him under control and just where we wanted him. Obviously now we're going to the 1400. If he can do that sort of behave that way, yeah, he's going to give it a big run, because he's always got a big sectional in him. And the case, you know, he's just got to understand that he's got to start to man up a little bit now and start to settle in his races. Once he starts doing that, then you're going to see a serious horse.
Has that taken a bit longer than you'd hoped for or expected?
Yeah, no doubt. I've been saying it. I've been going on for a while about it with this horse, but sometimes it is what it is. They just need a bit of time, a bit more racing experience, and then it starts to come. He seems to have taken a chill pill recently, so hopefully we're on the right track to having a serious horse for the coming season.
You do a lot of swimming with him. Is that just to look after his legs?
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're in Hong Kong for any given period of time, you're always going to get some wear and tear on these tracks here. It's part and parcel of the game. But we know how to manage it, we know how to be on top of things, and yeah, we just want to get the best out of our horses all the time.
A lot of speed in this week's race. Both of your horses like to come from back in the field. Is it going to suit one more than the other, that anticipated speed?
Yeah, you'd always like pace on. Both horses can attack the line, as you've seen. A horse like Darcy, you know, I think he's going to run really well in this race. Like I said, even though he's coming back in trip, he's very, very honest. He does not know how to run a bad race. And, you know, again, it's one of those races where they can get a bit tricky. You know, you just need a little bit of luck in running. Both my horses are in good form. It's the end of the season. It's been a long season now. Everyone's getting tired. So the horses, you know, we just hope we can get one more good effort out of them.
That was Casper at track work on Friday morning, with Skyfield arriving back for this hit-and-run mission again. Let's break things down a little further, boys. We've seen these replays during the interview, but let's have a look at them again right now. This is the Lion Rock Trophy, Tom, and that's Sky Darcy. He's there on the outside in those familiar yellow and green colours. Healthy Happy pushes him all the way home. Massive run from Not Usual Talent, and he's in beautifully at the weights again in Champions Way. What we didn't see from him was he did stumble coming out of the gates.
He certainly did. He was quite awkward away, but still picked himself up and ran on well enough for fourth there. It certainly wasn't a lay-down misère here for Sky Darcy, the Derby winner here last time out, because Healthy Happy really put up a fight. I was quite surprised how much Healthy Happy was able to fight back here. We know he's a tough horse, but he really gave Sky Darcy a fight over the final stages, Paul, but the Derby winner had the class on his side and was able to prevail.
Yeah, so he did just get his head in front there. Now they stepped back down to 1,400 metres. Both were coming back to 1,600 there, but I think the 1,400 will probably suit Sky Darcy just a little bit more, because he has performed well over the 1,400 in the past.
If you'd like to hear more from Alexi Bedell and his thoughts on Healthy Happy, he joined Leo Schlink and the team on Hong Kong Direct, and you can find that on hkjc.com. Click on audio and video, and Alexi Bedell with a detailed interview on Healthy Happy and his chances on Sunday. Sky Field, Paul, hit and run mission from Chung Fa arrives back just before race day. He meets Voyage Warrior again, and we heard Tom in the speed map mention Rattan closer and through on the fence, and he follows Voyage Warrior through down there on the rail.
Yeah, the Voyage Warrior was a really good run from him 2 starts ago when he was wide all the way behind Wellington, and then he was just a little bit slightly disappointing, I thought, in this run. Rattan, you say, stuck to the rails. It just took at Skyfield a little sort of time to clear traffic, and once he got out of that traffic, I thought he hit the line really strongly. So he's the one I'm definitely taking out of these three.
He's in it for a long way as Skyfield. Look at him attack the line there nicely over the final stages. Voyage Warrior trying 1,400 metres for the first time. I'm a little worried about that with him.
Been a busy season, Tom, for Lucky Patch. He lines up in this race as well, and Matthew Poon has had good success on the horse.
And he wasn't disgraced last time out in this race behind Naboo Attack. He was pretty much outside the leader. He just knocked up over the final last 100 or so, and he wanted to run around a little bit. Whether that was out under pressure or not, I'm not sure, but just wasn't straight and true over the last 50 or 60 metres. But he's a horse that's been there or thereabouts this season, Paul, with a couple of wins on the board. You can just see him there running out, causing a little bit of squeezing there late.
He did. He had to carry 133 too in that particular race. So he's going to come right down on the weights, which I think is good for him. And he's a real honest horse, Lucky Patch. He's been running well all season, as Tom said.
And that is Naboo Attack winning that race, and he looks like he is going to do a great job in Hong Kong. We're heading up to Chung Fa now, Paul, and this is Mighty Giant, who leads up in this trial. He's a proven horse over 1,400 metres. Neil Cullen gets back on board, and Neil rode him to victory 2 starts ago in the Group 2 Chairman's Trophy. Yeah,
it was a really good ride there from Neil, and it did beat Southern Legend, so a good form race. He sort of stole it from the front, did Mighty Giant. A little bit disappointing last time behind Golden 60, so they've sent him back up here to Chung Fa, and he's just had this nice quiet sort of maintenance trial up there. He's just done what he has to do. It's just whether he can carry the 133 and beat these young up-and-coming horses. I'm not so sure.
I don't think he can beat them, but I think he can run a race. This is a sort of trip, course and distance, 6 wins from 10 starts and 4 other minor placings. He's never been out of the top 4, so I think he's certainly in it as Mighty Giant. He was just disappointing at the elite level last time out.
And we start at Chung Fa now, Tom. Here's Buddies leading for home. Can you see any scenario where Buddies can cause a big upset in this?
If Zach was able to find the front potentially and to get away with some cheap sectionals, maybe, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to see out a quality field here, Paul.
No, I don't like him in this race at all. From barrier 10, he's got speed underneath him, tongue tie off. Not for me, Buddies. I think this is a little bit rich.
I wasn't overly enthused about the trial either. You can see he's been hard pushed over the final stages. So I know he's had 2 trials coming into this, a little bit of a freshen up, but I'm happy to leave him out.
OK, so that was Buddies. He does have a good record over 1,400 metres, but has struggled when he's been in that Group 3 previously. We need some selections for the second of the Group 3s, Paul.
Sky Darcy, I really like this horse. He won the Derby with a really good ride from Joe Moreira. He's got barrier 2, so we saw him the speed map sort of back on the outside. I don't know if exactly he'll be there from his barrier number 2, but there is a lot of pace in this race, Healthy Happy being one of those, so he will be in front of him early. Skyfield's got a good turn of foot, so if he can get out in the clear at the right time, I think he can finish off. And with a really light weight, I'm going to give Lucky Patch a chance as well. He's been so honest all season. 2, 8, 5 and 11.
On top for me as well as Sky Darcy. I think he's going to be tough to beat. Sky Darcy, horse number 2, 3.9 in the market at the moment for the Derby winner. Had to really work for that win last time out, but I think he's going to be tough to beat here ahead of Healthy Happy. I think Mighty Giant can be right in there at the end, and so too Skyfield. Skyfield to try and course some distance for the second time. So 2, 8, 1 and 5.
The Derby winner, the Lion Rock Trophy winner, to add the Premier Cup to his trophy cabinet by the end of the season. OK, Paul, they are the selections you like for races 5 and 7. What else have you picked out across the program as good things?
Yeah, well, there's some good horses running earlier on the card. Jiangxi Stamina, I think he can break through in the first. Nuremberg is pretty consistent. Gluck Racer with blinkers on for the first time. He's won 1 of his 3 starts here in Hong Kong. New Future, he hits the line strongly. I think he's better than Class 4. Killer Bee, you can see he's a really nice up-and-coming horse. Lucky Express, back to 1400 from the Derby is ideal for him. And I like one at odds in the last. Chevalier Prince, he should be about 16s plus. And he's been up to Chung Fa. He's lost 37 pounds, and he looks well placed after a trial win.
He hasn't had everything go his way of late either, Chevalier Prince. Few excuses in recent starts. We need some best bets, some long shots, and a play of the day, Paul, and we'll start with yours.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lucky Express as my best bet here. Coming back to 1400 from the Derby distance, I think looks ideal for this horse. And he's been working really well leading to this contest. Chevalier Prince, he's dropped 37 pounds. He's got barrier number 4, and he's won a nice trial up at Chung Fa leading in. I think he'll be a decent price. And we'll do the play in the big race with Sky Darcy, Skyfield, Healthy Happy, QQP, and or a swinger, depending where you're from.
Best for me comes up in the last race, and it is War Weapon for Vincent Ho and Casper Founds. Race 10, number 5, terrific last start performance from him. Flew home late. Millennium Falcon was at a short price first up for a long time. He might be able to improve Millennium Falcon down the straight of the QQP in the last with Super Winner in great form, War Weapon and Maldives.
Gluck Racer, Alexi Bidelli's done a lot of work with his horse too between runs. He's got a good opinion of that's anything to go by. Rides for Manfred Mann again. Spicy So Good's had some internal issues last couple of starts, but if he can overcome them and everything's right down the straight, it'll be hard to beat. And race 9, 1 Beauty Smile, 2 Lucky Express, and 8 E-Star and a QQP. That has been Racing to Win. A reminder, you can see the breakdown of each and every race. We've previewed races 5 and 7, but all the others at hkjc.com. Click on audio, video, and they're all there. Boys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you out at Sha Tin tomorrow.
It should be a great day.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And don't forget, normal time, start time, first race, 1 o'clock Sunday.